Hi, this is in my garden. Isn't that lovely? I lived in Kansas for a time, and we lived across the street from a sunflower field. And in the morning, they would be turned one direction, and by evening, they would be turned another direction. And that's because they were following the sun. Now, that's a nice little sermon illustration for our eyes need to be on God, of course. Yes, all right. But I think what is really interesting is that these sunflowers were just being sunflowers, following the sun, unashamed. Isn't that how we should be before God? I'm specifically talking about those of us who have problems with body image or feeling shame or guilt about our sexuality in any of its forms, whether it's orientation or just the fact that we have sexual needs and desires, some of which may not be approved by the church. So I wanted to remind us today that the people who set up the rules about we should be terribly ashamed and guilt-ridden about our sinful state of being sexual people were themselves misogynistic, terribly sexually conflicted, heterosexual men that we can discount, at least when it comes to women and pleasure and our bodies, because they were mixed up. Jesus didn't have anything to say about that. In fact, he lifted up the people around him as being just fine in his eyes and therefore in God's eyes. I think what we need to be doing is just shining like the sunflowers, being as sexually open and free as our ethics will allow, but being certainly unashamed and get rid of the guilt. One writer calls it the unholy trinity of guilt, fear, and shame. Yeah, let's trash it. Have a good day and be unashamed of being the sexual creature that you are. You're beautiful, just like you are.